Hello everyone, it's Mia here. For those of you that don't know me, I'm the studio manager at Colorado Ballet Society. I'm going to take the next few moments of your time to just go through the Nutcracker performance packet with you. If you don't mind, please set aside some time to listen to this video in its entirety. We have a lot to go over and a lot of things that we've either added to the packet or updated. So it's really important that you take the time to not only read through it, but also listen to this video if you have a moment to do so. So let's just start from the very beginning of the packet. So page 1. Our performance is a Colorado Nutcracker, and for those of you that haven't seen this performance yet, a Colorado Nutcracker is based off the history of Colorado Springs, and you're going to really enjoy seeing sets and beautiful costumes and characters that all portray the history in Colorado Springs. So I hope that you enjoy it if you haven't seen it, and if you saw it last year, you're going to see some changes this year, which we're very excited about. The Mother Nature scene used to be Mother Ginger, so that's a whole new scene with a new backdrop. Mother Ginger is now Mother Nature, and we have forest animals, sprites, and water dancers, so that's all brand new. Beautiful costumes, beautiful scenery. So we hope that you enjoy that as well. And then just some minor changes throughout to make it more like a Colorado Nutcracker. So the performances are on December 22nd at 2 o'clock and 7 o'clock, and then December 23rd at 1 o'clock and 5 o'clock. Your dancer has been assigned to a cast, either cast 1 or cast 2, or to Saturday or Sunday, or they're in all 4 performances. If at this time you're still not sure what your dancer is performing in, please refer to the cast lists that have been sent out. And I'll be sending that out again very, very soon for you to refer in reference to. If you see that your dancer's name is spelled incorrectly on the cast list, please let us know as soon as possible so we can be sure to put that in the program correctly. All right, so let's get to all the details for the upcoming dress rehearsals and the orchestra rehearsal, the performances, and everything in between that you need to know about. On the performance day only, I have listed my cell phone number, and you may use that number on performances only for emergencies only. I have a lot of incoming messages all the time, so it's really hard for me to keep up, and if it's a personal call or something, I ask that you please address that with the front desk and not on my personal cell phone. Other than that, please use it for emergencies. I will have it on me all day during the performances if something were to happen and you need to get a hold of someone backstage. All right, ticket sales. They have been going on for quite a while now, so if you haven't purchased your tickets, you're going to want to get those really soon to get the best seats. They're going quickly, so I would encourage you to encourage your friends and your family to go on and get those tickets right away. The prices range from $18 to $46, and you can find the link on our website, danceinthesprings.com/tickets, or just go into the Pikes Peak Center or the Broadmoor World Arena. Or you can call Access Tickets or access tickets through the Pikes Peak Center. Okay, we do not sell tickets at Colorado Ballet Society, just keep that in mind. We can direct you where to go, but we do not sell them at the studio. And here comes all the nitty-gritty part of the performance packet, all the little details. So backstage security at the Pikes Peak Center. Volunteers and staff will be required to check in with us and wear a name tag. If you are not wearing a name tag and you have not been assigned to a position, unfortunately there is no extra room backstage to have moms or dads or siblings back there. So once you check in your dancer or check out your dancer, we ask that you leave. They're in good hands. We have plenty of staff backstage. All of the front desk staff will be there, many instructors, and then also all of the volunteers, such as parents like you, that'll be helping us out back there. So if you have any concerns, feel free to let me know, but please know that they are in good hands and it's going to be a great time backstage. So meet and greet. This is brand new to everyone this year, so pay special attention to these details. In order for checkout and the meet and greet to run as smoothly as possible while we're at the Pikes Peak Center, we're asking you to please notify us and sign up no later than Friday, December 21st through Sign Up Genius if your dancer will be greeting guests in Studio B. So dancers in levels 1A through 5 will be allowed to greet guests in Studio B after each performance. However, if you do not have guests attending certain shows, you don't need to sign up your dancer, and I would encourage you not to take your dancer to Studio B. And that's because you'll be able to check them out early. We'll get them into their street clothes right away after the performance so that you can get in line and check out your dancer at the Pikes Peak Center. If you notify us the day of a performance and you want your dancer to come, we will do our best to try to get them on that list, but we cannot guarantee we're going to be able to make that happen. I need to know this ahead of time just so we can plan accordingly, and if we don't, we'll do our best like I said, but can't guarantee. Any questions about that, feel free to let us know. Obviously, this is a new thing this year, so we're happy to answer any questions that you might have. Food and drink. This applies to both the Pikes Peak Center and at Colorado Ballet Society during dress rehearsals and performances. So food and drink other than water is just not allowed in any designated changing areas. That's because it can get on costumes, in the backstage areas where there's carpeting or a marley floor. So we're asking that dancers only leave their items in designated areas that we have assigned either at the Pikes Peak Center or at Colorado Ballet Society. Nothing but water may be in the dressing room areas. So we appreciate you helping your dancer with that and guiding them in the correct direction to make sure that they know where to put their items down. Okay, this is also new this year, a cast party and then meals for Sunday. So the cast party, we haven't done this in a while and we're really excited to be doing this again. The cast party is going to take place on Saturday, December 22nd, immediately following the 7 p.m. performance. So we're inviting all of the cast members, whether they perform on Saturday or not, the production staff and crew, and any volunteers who are helping us out that weekend to join us at that time. Unfortunately, we're not able to accommodate families and any guests just because there's not room for that many people. We do hope that you can join us in celebrating all of the hard work your dancers have put into this performance though, so just be on the lookout for more information. On Sunday, December 23rd, in between the 1 o'clock and the 5 o'clock performances, we will have a catered meal available for purchase to cast members, again, production staff and crew, and any volunteers that day between 3 and 4 o'clock. So sign-ups and additional information about that will also be coming out soon, and you'll just need to fill out a form and make payment for that meal. All right. Dancer for a Day outreach opportunity. So I want to take some time to talk to you about this. Again, this is a new thing that we've added. We've always done Dancer for a Day, and it's a great opportunity for someone in the community, which we'll talk a little bit more about here in a minute, to be featured in our Nutcracker. But this year we're going to add another element to that, and I'm really excited about this element just because it really is a way for us to get back into the community and to give back to the community. So we're thrilled to announce that our very own Grace Davis, she's one of the Claras this year, is going to be the representative for local kids with cancer who are all being honored as Dancer for a Day even though they can't be present. And so Grace has written a lovely letter to all of the cast members telling them about herself. So she's telling you about herself and her experience battling cancer and just encouraging and representing dancers who have gone through similar things like that, whether that was injury, illness, cancer, whatever that might have been. And so we're going to be having a gift drive to collect gifts for kids from birth up to 18 with a $10 price limit. And these will be given to kids who come into the Children's Urgent Care, which is really close to the Briargate office in the same community as the studio. So it's really close to us, which makes it a great opportunity for us to reach out. And we're going to be giving back the week of Christmas. If we have enough gifts, we'll expand that to the Colorado Springs inpatients throughout the community. So if you're willing, please bring an unwrapped gift to the front desk over the next several weeks and let us know if you can, if that's for a certain age range, but we need it unwrapped and under $10. So after that, we'll have a wrapping party where we'll gather at someone's home, get together if you're able to or available, and if time allows, so that we can all get together as friends and as a community to wrap these gifts for children in the urgent care. And then you'll go on to read just a little bit more about why we're doing this and what we're going to do to contribute to the community and to children at the urgent care and hopefully some other inpatients. Okay, any questions about that? Again, feel free to contact the front desk. This is a new thing that we're doing and we're very excited and hope that you'll be a part of it. Photography and video. So I'm just going straight through the packet with you. If you have questions after this whole process, let us know, but hopefully by me having this conversation with you, I'll be able to answer most of your questions that might come up. So photography and videos. There is a policy for dancers to follow backstage. We're asking that there's absolutely no photography or video, including cell phones, permitted in the dressing areas or backstage. When you arrive to the theater, put everything away. Any devices that play music and can be distracting also need to be put away. Dancers in levels 5 through 8 have an exception, and that exception will be in a separate email, so be on the lookout for that. Parents and dancers, the reason we have this policy is for your safety and for the safety and protection of those around you. You never know who might be changing in the background of a photo, especially in a dressing area, which is why this is so important. Or there might be dancers who are not allowed to be in photos for different reasons, such as parent discretion or legality issues. So these policies are set in place for the protection of everyone, and we really appreciate your understanding and help in this matter. In addition to that, no videos or photography may be taken in the theater during performances or stage rehearsals. There's an opportunity to purchase professional photographs through Ted Mel with a Better Image Photography or through BBAV Studios for videography, and that form is available at the very end of your packet to fill out, and you can turn that into the front desk. So photos, Ted will be photographing all the performances, so after Nutcracker you'll have the opportunity to purchase photos from the actual production, but in the meantime we have set up different times and sign-ups for you to come take portraits for your dancer in their costume from Nutcracker. At this time, Mother Nature Kid's costume is still being finalized, but once we have that done, we'll let you know, and then you can go on and sign up for a slot. If all the slots are full at that time, we will see what we can do to make sure that you do get a slot. Everyone else, make sure you sign up soon. Slots are going so fast, and there's only a few portrait sessions left. So we have this Sunday of portrait sessions, which is the 18th, I believe. November 18th on Sunday, and then Monday, November 19th, Tuesday, November 20th, and then the following Sunday, which I believe, got the hiccups, is November 25th. Yes, November 25th. So we only have a few dates left. Again, those dates are listed in the packet for you, and I would strongly encourage you to sign up as soon as possible. All right. Production volunteers. This is huge. In order for us to make our production successful, we need you and we need your help. Without you, there's no way that we could get this done. So we really appreciate our parents who have already signed up to volunteer. And for those of you that haven't, please just take a moment to look through everything that's left and see if there's even just one slot you could help us out with. We really appreciate that. We need positions for backstage moms still, at dress rehearsals and performances. Moving and packing, that just means we need help with loadout into the truck, transporting all of those items to the theater, and then packing at the end of the performances and transporting them all back to CBS. We need help with check-in and check-out, dinner helpers, dressing room ushers, so that means taking dancers from check-in to their designated dressing areas, and then from their designated dressing areas to check-out. That way we can keep everything running smoothly. And then we need help with gift sales and our promo table out in the lobby during the performances, and then finally security. This is really helpful for us. Security is able to monitor the halls and make sure nothing suspicious is happening, and then they also guide dancers who are older to their cars if they're drivers and on their own. So it's really nice to have security do that for us. So again, just take a moment, just a few moments of your time, see if there's any way that you could help us out. And like I said, we can't do this without you. So thank you in advance for your help with that. Roles in each scene. So as you've noticed, we've started to call scenes, not just specific roles. So it's really important that you have the correct and updated information in regards to the roles in each scene. For all of our dress rehearsals coming up, we're calling scenes, and so you'll be able to view that here in the packet. I just want to point out two changes. So in the finale, we've made a change, and in vows, we've made a change. So make sure that you read that carefully to see if that applies to you. All right, we're about to get into talking about all of our dress rehearsals, our orchestra rehearsals, and our performance days. I want to note that release times that are listed are approximate. We are doing our very best to stay on time, but if we have to go over, that's because we're trying to accomplish something and make it just right. So just be patient with us. If we're running a little behind, we'll do our very best to get your dancers out as soon as possible. So our very first mandatory studio dress rehearsal is coming up. It's in just a couple of days, believe it or not. It's on Saturday. So that is November 17th. Then on Saturday, December 1st, we have our second dress rehearsal. On Sunday, December 9th, our third. And on Saturday, December 15th, our last dress rehearsal. Dancers are to wear all of the necessary dress wear requirements for their role, which can be found a little bit later on. And all dance wear needs to be labeled with your dancer's first and last name. Often after dress rehearsals, we find tights and shoes and leggings and whatever else. We want to be able to get it back to their owner, so make sure that your dancer's name is in those items. Performance hair and makeup, full makeup is required except for lipstick. We're not going to wear lipstick this Saturday. We'll let you know if we want you to wear lipstick in the future. Dancers may be picked up during break time as long as they return and are in costume by their call time. Sometimes it's just easier to have your dancers stay at the studio though. Make sure that they have lunch, snacks, plenty of water, and again, the kitchen area is the designated area for them to eat their snacks and to have their lunch bag. And then dancers do not need to check out at the end of the studio dress rehearsals, but only for the in-studio dress rehearsals. Okay, this is a big thing. I want everyone to pay special attention to this. So we are only going to have certain casts in costume for our in-studio dress rehearsals at Colorado Ballet Society. So cast 1 and our Saturday performers will be in costume for this Saturday, November 17th, and then Sunday, December 9th. Everyone else needs to be there and they need to have their uniform leotard or cover-ups over their other clothing, okay? Then cast 2 and our Sunday performers will be dressed in costume for Saturday, December 1st and Saturday, December 15th for the dress rehearsals at CBS. When you keep scrolling, you can see the listed check-in times, the dress times, and tentative release times for each scene. I want you to note we've made a little note for our snow puffs, our small angels, our sugar babes, our lambs, and our forest animals, that they will be released throughout the evening when their role is completed. So as soon as they're done and we release them, that's when they may go home. We're not going to keep them till the very, very end. If we had to rerun something, we're going to make sure that they get released at a decent time throughout the evening. So just know to arrive, I would say, maybe 45 minutes earlier than their tentative release time, if not a little bit earlier for some, just to be aware that they may be let go early. And that applies for all of the in-studio dress rehearsals. All right, we're moving on to the mandatory orchestra rehearsal. This is a big change. So, it was originally set for Monday, December 10th. It has been changed to be on Monday, December 17th, and we have a finalized location, and that's going to be at Northeast Bible Chapel. And you can find the address there. It's in a residential area, so just be paying close attention to the streets and also the address, that it might not look like you're approaching a church. And then we need the dancers to wear their class uniform leotards that day, not just their nudies. Only some dancers will be in costume, and we'll let you know ahead of time who those dancers will be. And again, dancers may leave when they have been released. On this orchestra rehearsal day, there's going to be no makeup and limited costumes, like I said earlier, but everyone's hair needs to be in a ballet bun, and again, no makeup for this rehearsal. Below, you can see the schedule there, and it's going to tell you their check-in times and approximate release times. So just make sure that you're getting that in your calendar very clearly. Okay, we're moving on to general guidelines for all rehearsals and performances at the Pikes Peak Center. I want to make this really clear because sometimes this is confusing, but the Pikes Peak Center has two entrances. And so the very front entrance is the main entrance. That's where everyone comes in who's an audience member. All of the dancers, though, need to go around the building to the back, and there's a back entrance for the stage crew and dancers only, okay? So you will bring in your dancer to check in, and it's at the stage door, and it's parallel to Cascade Avenue, and you'll see that as you're driving, but you can also plug it into GPS or your phone. If for some reason you're having a hard time pulling that up on your phone, let me know, and I'd be happy to explain that further for you. Once you've checked in your dancer, you're going to enter through the double doors, and you're going to enter on your left-hand side, and you're going to see some stanchions that are set up. You're going to walk around those stanchions, come across the other side, and exit on what would have been the right side if you were to enter, but now you're left side again. So you enter on the left, and then as you turn around, you're going to exit on the left. That way we can keep the flow of traffic moving as such. So once you come around the stanchions, you're going to check in your dancer, and you're going to watch them leave, unless you're a volunteer, okay? They will go down the stairs, we'll get them to the right area, or they stay upstairs depending on their designated dressing room. Rehearsals are closed, so once you've checked in your dancer, parents will not be allowed into the theater or the backstage area during the rehearsal. Parents may wait for your dancers in Studio B during the rehearsal, which is adjacent to the stage during rehearsals. And this will work really well for younger dancers who are only in one role and they're going to be checking out a little bit earlier. Checkout works the same way. When you come in through the backstage doors, through the stage doors, what it's called, you check out and you enter through the left-hand side when you're facing the building. Then as you turn around, you're going to exit on your left-hand side again. And so it just keeps the flow of traffic moving just like this in a U shape. It's easier for you to get out of there with your dancer and not cause so much traffic and congestion. If your dancer during the performances has chosen to be in Studio B to greet guests, it's going to take longer for your dancer to get changed. So they may be one of the last people upstairs ready to check out. Everyone else who chooses not to go to Studio B to greet guests, we will take them downstairs immediately following the performance. We'll get them ready in their street clothes, and they will be ready upstairs to be checked out by you. Checkout will work like this. Whoever's in line first, so whatever parent is in line first, we will call you if we see your dancer. Otherwise, we'll call it by which dancers are ready first, okay? So let's say Susie's mom is in line first, but Susie's not ready to go yet. We might call Jake because Jake's mom is ready to go. And so Jake's mom would just come forward and we'd check out Jake and they would leave the room, okay? So we do our very best to get to you as quickly as possible, but it also depends on how quickly your dancer is able to get ready and change for us, and then we bring them upstairs. It's just reiterating some other things like no food, nothing but water in the dressing rooms, etc. So now we're going to talk about the stage rehearsal at Pikes Peak Center. This first stage rehearsal is going to be on Thursday, December 20th, and we have made some changes to this evening. So let's just go through it together and pay very careful attention to the times. We will ask that you wear dress wear requirements, so you need to have everything that you would wear for your dress rehearsal, but you need to have your uniform leotard over your nude leotard just in case we don't need you in costume for this rehearsal. Hair for rehearsal, ballet bun, or performance hair, whichever you prefer, and you do not need makeup for the stage rehearsal. On Thursday, the only scenes and roles that we are calling are party scene, battle scene, winter scene, Spanish variation, Arabian variation, Chinese variation, shepherdesses, but no lambs. Okay, so that's for Thursday, December 20th only, and you can follow the check-in times and release times accordingly. Then on Friday, December 21st, which is the day before our very first performances, again, this is at the Pikes Peak Center now, we will be calling the angel scene. So angel scene used to be on Thursday. We are now asking them to only come on Friday. Same with the Land of the Sweets, unless your variation was called earlier. So we need Angel Scene to check in at a certain time, then all of Land of Sweets, and then we'll begin our stage rehearsal. Then we need Party Scene, Battle Scene, Winter Scene, and everybody else who is already at the theater. They do not leave in between, which means they don't recheck in. Angel Scene and Land of the Sweets stays the entire evening. Because by 6 o'clock, we're starting our orchestra rehearsal and a full dress rehearsal. That means we are taking everyone on stage and we are running that orchestra rehearsal and dress rehearsal as if it were a performance. Everyone will be in full costume, full makeup, full hair, ready to go. We're running it from top to bottom, hopefully with no stops. That way they get the real practice on stage. We will determine which casts are going to go first on those 2 evenings, who will run the stage rehearsal and who will run the dress rehearsal, and we'll make sure that you know that ahead of time to best prepare your dancer. All right, now we're to the performance days. So on Saturday, December 22nd, 2 p.m. is the very first performance. We are asking that everyone arrives with their full makeup and hair complete. If these items are not complete, we will send you back out with your dancer and we will not allow them to check in until we see that everything is ready to go. With the makeup, it's everything except lipstick. We will apply lipstick to your dancer if they don't have their own as we get closer to the performance. We don't want them checking in at 12:30 or 1 o'clock when the performance isn't until 2 with full lipstick on. It'll get everywhere. So we ask that you please do not send your dancer in lipstick. So you can see check-in times for Party, Battle, Winter, Angel, Land of Sweets for our first performance. The only optional checkout is for Toy Mice, Toy Soldiers, Party and Battle scene dancers that are not in Land of the Sweets scenes. So you may check out your dancers. That is optional. You do not have to do that for those roles listed only. Then immediately following the first performance, there's going to be a meet and greet in the lobby for assigned dancers only. So again, make sure you sign up your dancer ahead of time if you have guests coming to that show. All other dancers, level 4 and down, may greet guests in Studio B. Let's see. So meet and greet in the lobby is for our 6/8s and up, and all other dancers are levels 5 and down, may greet guests in Studio B, and you need to sign up ahead of time, just to make that clear. Then at 3:30, between 3:30 and 4:30, we're asking that every single dancer be checked out. They must be checked out backstage in between the performances. This is going to allow you to see your dancer after a really long day and in between 2 shows, for them to get something to eat and for them to take a little bit of a break. So we are requiring that everyone checks out their dancer in between these 2 shows. Then we have our 7 o'clock performance. The first group of dancers doesn't need to check in again until 6:15. That's Party and Battle. Then we're asking for Winter, Angels, and Land of the Sweets scene. And then same thing applies to this show. So it's optional checkout about 7:40 after the 7 o'clock performance for the Toy Mice, Toy Soldiers, Party and Battle scene dancers that are not in Land of the Sweets scene. And then again, we'll do our meet and greet. Meet and greet in the lobby for assigned dancers levels 6 through 8, and then all other dancers level 5 and down may greet guests in Studio B if you've signed up in advance. Then, don't forget, after the meet and greet and right after the performance, we're going to begin our cast party. So don't forget about that. We hope that you can join us. It's going to be a great time of fellowship. Then around 8:45, for those that are not participating in the cast party, we'll be checking out and returning dancers to their dressing rooms to then be checked out upstairs with their parents. Each show is approximately 75 minutes long, so just keep that in mind if you have an optional checkout opportunity, or if they're staying for the cast party, etc. Just keep that in mind with the length of the show. And now we're to Sunday. So Sunday, December 23rd, our first show is at 1 o'clock. And again, you can see the list of times and when your dancer is going to be called. And then Sunday, December 23rd, our last performance is at 5 o'clock. So we are checking dancers out around 7 p.m. and we will need help from the volunteers that evening to clean up the dressing room areas, get costumes packed, and then we need a loadout crew. So again, I'm just throwing in a plug here for some more volunteers. We could really use your help, so just take a few minutes to go look at that. All right, we have just talked about the meet and greet in the lobby, how food and drink works, our dancer for a day opportunity. We've talked about requirements. We've talked about the orchestra rehearsal, the mandatory studio dress rehearsals, and the performances at Pikes Peak Center. That's a lot of information. Please take a moment to read word for word in the packet what I've just gone over with you, and then if you have questions, let me know. So now we're going to move on to a few more requirements and also just some things that I have to share with you. So dancewear requirements for the Nutcracker cast. It lists here everything that your dancer needs to have. Please, please, please make sure that you have these items purchased before their first dress rehearsal, which is coming up in just a few days. All items can be purchased through Ballerina Boutique. They're phenomenal and they'll be able to help you with whatever needs you might have. Let's see here. Then listed below is a very specific list of dancers who need something other than the requirements that are listed above. So the Fritz and Party Boys, the Orphan Boys, the Party Parent, and the Battle Soldier Girls need very specific items for their role. Please make sure that they have these items before Saturday. Now our hairstyle requirements for the Nutcracker cast. We have listed every role here, but we have made a few changes, so let's just take a minute to talk about these. Orphan girls. There's been some discrepancy about your hair, so I want to clarify. Moms and orphans, you're going to take your hair down just like this, and you're going to pull up, and then half down. Let me get that a little bit better, okay? This is half up and half down. From there, you're going to take the hair, make sure it's smooth, not bumpy like mine, and you're going to take one braid and braid it down the back of your neck, okay? So again, half up, half down, then braided into one single braid down the back. There has been some confusion with that, so I wanted to make sure that that was clear with you. Then our Fritz, Orphan Boys, Small Angels, and Toy Mice, you need to have a flat bun with a hairnet. Very, very flat bun, okay? We can't have buns that are sticking out like this. You need to try to really twist the hair the best that you can and wrap it tightly and get lots of pins in there to keep it smooth and flat to the back of the head. Okay, everything else has stayed the same. Now we're going to jump down to our battle mice, our lambs, and our forest animals. You need to do the same thing that I asked the orphan girls to do with their hair half up and half down. Start with hair, half up, half down, and you're going to braid it right here. Braid in all of this hair so it's nice and tight, and it will be all the way down to the end. Once you get your braid down to the end, you're going to take that braid and you're going to tuck it underneath. See if I can demonstrate here. So that all you see at the end is something like this if it were to be braided. Okay, we want it just at the nape of their neck. We don't want it hanging much lower, so you have to try to tuck it as best as you can underneath. The reason we're asking them to do this is because they have either a hood or a hat that's going over their hair, and if it were to be in a bun, the hat or the hood wouldn't fit right. So that's why we're asking you to do that. For this first dress rehearsal, do your very, very best to make this work. We will let you know and send your dancer home with a note via email if something needs to be different or changed. All right, last change here. So foreign travelers, point angels, flowers, dewdrop fairy, winter core, variations, sugar plums, Russian dancers, Arabian core, water, sprites, dragon, and Chinese cookie all need to have a high classical bun with a hairnet. Everyone needs to use hairspray, gel, and lots of bobby pins so we don't have any wispies, okay? All right, any questions about that? Again, let us know. We're happy to answer those for you. Makeup. There is so much information in the makeup, so I'm just going to go quickly through it with you. Pretend that I'm using makeup to apply so you can get the idea of it. So theatrical makeup for levels 1A through 3B should be as such, and I've listed all of the roles in there for you so you know what applies to your dancer. Always start with a clean face at the beginning. Moisturize. Put some moisturizer on. Makeup makes your skin get a little dry and a little flaky, and then that really shows on stage. So we want to make sure that they're moisturized. Then we want you to start with their eyebrows. You can see that I have very light eyebrows. It might look like they're pretty dark when you're in person with me, but once you get them on a very large stage with very bright lights, my eyebrows would disappear. So we need you to really fill in the eyebrows here. Okay, you want to make them fuller. So I would just take a pencil and fill it in right here so that it makes all of my eyebrows darker. And you want to start inside and work your way out. Always do that when applying makeup. Start on the inside and work your way out. Then our eyeshadow. You want to start with a brown matte shadow and apply the defining shade in the outer corner of the eye, blending it just above the eye crease halfway across the lid. Okay, let me demonstrate. This is brown shadow, inside, apply it halfway across the lid, okay, right in here. That's how I would apply eyeshadow, okay? And that's the brown. Then you want to blend the edges using the warm pink shadow or a cream, and be sure to blend the defined shades in really well so that it appears to be seamless. And then you want a matte cream on top. So brown, halfway, either a light pink or a cream, and then a matte cream goes on top, okay, right here, right underneath the brow. Brown again, inside, halfway, a pink or a cream just on the outside, and then a cream matte goes up underneath the brow right here. Mascara. Use a black or brown mascara depending on your dancer's color. So for me, I use a brown mascara because I have lighter hair. If they have darker hair, you would want to use a black mascara. Foundation. You need to follow this order very carefully. We don't want to apply foundation until after you've done these things. So take your foundation, and we want to make sure that the skin tones look even. So when they don't have foundation on, as you can see with me right now, I get a little pink or splotchy in areas. So foundation is really helpful to make sure that your skin tones are even and not flush on stage. Okay, so if your cheeks are flush on stage, that can distort like blush color application. It can distort their faces in photos, and we want to make sure they look just right. So foundation, you can start just here underneath the eye, work your way out, gently rub it in, get on the nose, around the mouth, carry it into the neck right here, and then up on the forehead and into the hairline, okay? Make sure that you set it with an oil-free yellow tone face powder to keep the skin flawless for hours. Avoid mineral makeup. This is really important. This can reflect light off their faces, especially under stage light. So you do not want to use mineral makeup. And then finally, setting the foundation, like I said earlier, make sure you get a translucent face powder on top of the liquid that you can just gently pat over top of where you placed all of the liquid foundation. And then last but not least is our blush. So we recommend using the Deep Stage Red for dark skin tones. You can apply the color high on the rounds of the cheek, so if you have them smile, this makes it a lot easier. And then you can carry it up into the face. So you don't want it to be a straight line, and you don't want it to be a big circle either. Okay, you want to blend it just right and then pull it up away from the face so that we define the cheekbone, okay? If they go like this, you can see the cheekbone. Okay, lipstick. For all dancers, we will apply lipstick, okay, for non-company dancers. You do not need to supply your own lipstick. That's another cost for you and something that we have to go and find. We do not share lipstick. We use individual Q-tips that are applied by a volunteer. We put on Vaseline and then apply the lipstick and throw the Q-tip away and get a new Q-tip. We do not reuse on the lipstick that we provide. So to prepare Your dancer's lips, we're asking that you use a lip liner in a maroon color to fill the sides of the mouth. So right in here, okay? Just getting that lip liner on the lip, and then we'll fill it in with the lipstick. If you're a Colorado Youth Ballet member, you are required to purchase your own lipstick to have at performances. So company dancers in levels intermediate B through 8 who have their own lipstick will be allowed to apply their own. Company dancers in levels 3A through 3B will have lipstick applied by a volunteer with a Q-tip. If you have your own lipstick, please bring it to us and we'll make that happen for you. If you are someone who needs to purchase your own lipstick for a company dancer, here are the lipstick options listed. There's Revlon, Modion, Lip Sense that you can purchase. And then non-Colorado Youth Ballet members, lipstick will be provided, just like I said earlier. Dancers in levels 1A through 3B will have lipstick applied by a volunteer. And then the last thing on here is we suggest a makeup removal option. And that option comes from my experience and from Patty's experience. We only recommend the body cloth or makeup removal cloth by Norwex. It takes off your makeup just with water, okay? It even removes lip sense, which isn't supposed to come off your lips. Absolutely no other products are required. It's great for your skin. It's a great product to have. You're only using water. That is easy to send your dancer to performances with. You're not having to send them with liquids, face soap, anything like that. It's just the body cloth. If you want to know more about Norwex and the body cloths that we recommend, feel free to grab me anytime when you see me at the studio. Otherwise, you can place your order through Patty. We recommended ordering by November 1st, but you still have time to order before the performances. And so you can order this through Patty. Her link is right there, and you can just click on that and order the body cloths or the makeup removal cloths. All right, dancers, levels intermediate B through 8, and adults, please read through your requirements for makeup very carefully. You have a few more things that you need to follow. And then we're going to get to directions and parking. So we've just moved through quite a bit. We talked about costume requirements, dress requirements, hair requirements, makeup requirements. It's a lot of information and a lot of detail. Again, take a moment to go through these things with your dancer or have your dancer read them on their own and ask questions if they have them. Directions and parking. I made sure to put this in there for you. So if there's any questions about where the Pikes Peak Center is or where to park, I provided that in this packet here. And then, like I said earlier, the last thing in the packet is the Nutcracker order form for DVDs or a Blu-ray. And so you can either print that out yourself and bring it into the front desk, or we have copies available for you at the front desk. Okay. My goodness, that was a lot to go over in a performance packet. Like I said earlier, there's lots of updates and there's lots of things that we've added to the packet. So please take the time to read the packet thoroughly. In addition to all the busyness of the season of a Colorado Nutcracker, we're doing many other things here at Colorado Ballet Society, and we'd love to have you join us for these events. The very first thing that's coming up just next week is our Nutcracker Teas. And our Nutcracker Teas are a great opportunity for you and your dancer to bond and get to meet some of our older Nutcracker dancers. They'll be hosting a table, so you'll get to chat with Nutcracker characters. And then after the tea, you'll be provided with some food and some drinks. You'll get to go and meet Santa and Mrs. Claus and other Nutcracker characters. And then the very last thing you get to do is watch a special performance of our Petite Nutcracker. So this is a great thing for you to do with your friends, with your families, aunts, grandmas, whatever that might be. We would love to have you join us for that. Again, that's going to be on Monday, November 19th and Tuesday, November 20th. Tickets are already available online. They're going quickly, so get on there and grab your tickets, and we hope to see you there. The next thing we have coming up is our benefit concert on December 8th. Our benefit concert is in collaboration with Pikes Peak Performance Company, which is several other studios in town, along with an orchestra. And during this time, we are going to benefit a youth organization in town. And this year, it's going to be the Dale House Project. So we hope that you can come out and enjoy a nice holiday performance along with an auction. So there's going to be great gift baskets that you can purchase, and all of those proceeds are going to go to benefit this youth organization, the Dale House Project. Then finally, we have our Nutcracker performances. So leading up to that, we just want to remind you and encourage you to have your dancer in class. It's really important for them to keep up on their technique and to stay healthy. And then after that, we have Christmas break. Whew! We've got a lot going on over the next couple months, so I hope that you'll bear with us and be patient with us. Like I said before, any questions, comments, or concerns, please bring them to my attention and we'd be happy to help you. I hope that this video was informative and helpful for you. I know that it's helpful for me to make sure that you're getting all the information that you need. Lastly, read through that performance packet for me, word for word, so you're sure not to miss anything. All right, everyone, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you taking the time to even listen to me and to go through that performance packet. It's going to be really helpful as we have a really busy season coming up and ahead of us. So I hope you have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you at the studio. Good night, everybody.